All right, Algebra 2 family. So we're going to start with our activating strategy, or really more warm-up, if you will. So we've been talking about factoring, we've been talking about multiplying, that kind of thing. So we're going to multiply these two out. I'd like for you to take a moment, pause the video, try it on your own, because, you know, y'all should have gotten this down by now. First one's pretty easy, and then we'll move on and then take a look at the answer. All right, so I'm going to use the box method. So we're going to multiply this out. So x times x is going to give me x squared. Negative 6 times x is going to give me negative 6x. X times negative 6 is going to give me negative 6x. Negative 6 times negative 6 is going to give me a positive 36. I'm going to combine my like terms. And so this is going to be x squared minus 12x, because everything in blue, if I add it together, it'll give me negative 12x plus 36. Hopefully you got that one right pretty easily. If you did not, you need to have a conversation with your teacher because you're missing some concepts. So really quick, on the next one, it's got the same problem, but we've got it to the fourth power. Remember, this means we've got x minus 6 times x minus 6 times x minus 6 times x minus 6. Oh. So we've really already done this part. So after you would multiply this out, you'd really get that. So I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to use that to help me with the next one. So I'm now going to take this part, and I'm going to multiply x minus 6 times x squared minus 12x minus, or I'm sorry, plus 36. So I'm going to multiply this. X times x squared is going to give me x to the third. X times negative 12x is going to give me negative 12x squared. X times 36 is going to give me 36x. And then now I'm going to take negative 6 and multiply it times negative x squared. Negative 6 times negative 12x is going to give me a positive 72x. And negative 6 times 36, your girl just needs her calculator because it's late. And we have a tough time doing math late at night. So negative 216, I think, is that what it said? Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to combine my like terms. My like terms are going to be 36x and 72x and negative 12x squared and negative 6x squared. So bring down that x cubed, and then we got this negative 216 chilling out here. And then we're going to combine those things in yellow, which is going to give me negative 18x squared. And then we're going to combine everything that's in blue, 36 and 72. That's going to give me 108x. You know what really is terrible? We're still not done. Like, we're still not done. We've got to still take this mess, and we got to multiply it times x minus 6. And your girl just really doesn't want to do this, but we're going to do it anyways. So x times x cubed is going to be x to the fourth power. X times negative 18x squared is going to give me negative 18x to the third. X times 108x is going to give me 108x squared. X times negative 216 is negative 216x. All right, so now we've got negative 6 times x cubed is going to give me negative 6x cubed. Negative 6 times negative 18x squared. We're going to do 6 times 18 because your girl is tired. That's negative 108x squared. And then, oh, I don't even know that one. 6 times 108. Negative 648x. Wow, this is terrible. Ooh, sorry, I didn't draw those arrows. And negative 6 times negative 216. This is a little messy. 6 times 216. Oh my goodness. We've got positive 1296. We still have to combine our like terms. So we're going to highlight everything that has an x cubed with a yellow. We're going to do everything that has x squared in green. And then we're going to, we're going to, let's highlight this in red. We got 108x. This should be a positive. Nope. Yeah, that should be positive. I'm sorry. It should be a positive 108 x squared. Yeah, cool. All right, so now we've got x to the fourth. Oop, nope, nope, nope. We're not drawing in highlighter. Not today, maybe tomorrow. Okay, we got x to the fourth. And then we got stuff in the yellow. Okay, so negative 18 minus 6. So that's going to be negative 24x to the cubed. And then we got stuff in green. Okay, we got 108 plus 108. So we've got 216 x squared. And then we've got negative 216 and negative 648. So we're going to go into our handy dandy calculator because Coach is tired. And that's going to be negative, negative 864. And I stopped using my colors. Plus 1296. Beautiful. That was a lot of work. That took me like 6 minutes and I was rushing it and I roughly knew what I was doing, right? So, I want an easier way because like mathematicians want an efficient way. So we're going to talk about something called Pascal's triangle. And I know the moment that you looked at this triangle, you were like, crap, I don't know, nope, got nothing. So the first thing that I want to do is Pascal came up with this triangle, and he has ones all on the outside. Okay, so it's a pattern. Okay, so he's got these ones chilling on the outside. Okay, so then the next thing that you're going to notice is that the numbers that are above, if you add them together, you'll get the next number down. So 1 plus 1 gives me 2, and then 1 plus 2 gives me 3, and 2 plus 1 gives me 3, and then 3 plus 1 gives me 4, and then 3 plus 3 gives me 6, and 3 plus 1 gives me 4, and then it continues down. So I want you to take a moment, and I want you to think, what would be the next row down for Pascal's triangle? Well, we know that there's a 1 way out here. But then we've got to add these numbers together to get you the next row down. And these numbers together to get you that next row down. So that would be the next row in Pascal's triangle. Okay? And we can continue this down until eternity. Okay? So normally this is called row 0. Like 1 really doesn't help us much. This is actually row 1. This is row 2. And this is row 3. And this is row 4, and this is row 5. And notice how the number that's corresponding out here is the number that's in here. Okay? And the number that's corresponding out here is the number that's out here. Okay? So, you want to make sure that you have that kind of lined up. If you mess up Pascal's triangle, like writing it out, then you're done. You're over. It's game over. Okay? So, that's going to help us, and I'm going to show you how in just one moment. So, going back to that original problem, okay, that x minus 6 to the 4th power, that's what we started with, and we did all of this hot mess down here. Yeah, nobody likes that. I want an easier way. So we're going to use these boxes to help us, okay, and we're actually going to use Pascal's triangle to help us write out. So whatever the number is up here, this exponent right here, that's the row that we're going to go to, the number row that we're going to go to. So again, here's row 0, here's row 1, here's row 2, here's row 3, and here's row 4. Another way you can memorize this is just look for the number with the exponent. That's the row that you're going to go on. Okay, so notice how these numbers right here are going to go up here in this top box. Okay, that's always going to happen. Those Pascal's coefficient is going to go up here in the top. Okay, and then you're going to take your first term from your original expression. Okay, so this is your first term right here. Okay, so first term, chilling right here. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to raise it to the 4th power. So you're going to take x and raise it to the 4th power. And then you're going to go in descending exponent order. So now you're going to write x to the 3rd, x to the 2nd, x to the 1st, and x to the 0 power. So you're going to go all the way down until you get to the 0 power. Okay? You're going to take the second term, so the second term, which is a negative 6. And you're going to go in the opposite direction. You're going to go up. So you're going to go negative 6 to the 0 power, negative 6 to the 1st, negative 6 to the 2nd, negative 6 to the 3rd, negative 6 to the 4th. You've got to make sure that you write it out like this. So descending exponent order and increasing exponent order. Otherwise, you're going to mess up your entire answer. Okay? And now we're going to actually multiply straight down. Okay, so we're going to go straight down in the columns, and that's going to give us a simplistic answer. I'll show it to you in just 1 second. So we're going to go down this column, and we're going to multiply this mess together. So we've got 1 times x to the 4th. Well, that gives us x to the 4th. And we know that anything raised to the 0 power is 1. So 1 times x to the 4th times 1 is going to give us x to the 4th. Okay, I'm actually going to write that right underneath it so nobody's confused. X to the 4th. Okay, so now we're going to do this row right here, or column right here. Okay, we've got 4 times x to the 3rd times negative 6 to the 1st power. Well, negative 6 to the 1st power is just negative 6. And negative 6 times 4 is going to give us negative 24. And we got that x to the 3rd. Okay, over here, we've got 6x squared, negative 6 raised to the 2nd power. So negative 6 raised to the 2nd power is going to give us a positive 36. And then we're going to take 36 and we're going to multiply it times 6. So 36 times 6. And that's going to give us 216. Positive 216x squared. And then we're going to go to this row right here, or this column right here. 4 times x to the 1st times negative 6 to the 3rd power. So negative 6 to the 3rd power is 6 times 6 times 6. And we're going to multiply it times 4. Now remember, there's that negative chilling out front. So we're going to have that negative 864 x to the 1st power. And the last column. So we've got 1 times x to the 0. And x to the 0 is 1. So 1 times negative 6 to the 4th power. So we're going to go to our calculator. And we're going to type 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. And that's going to give us a positive 1296. Okay? So our final answer is going to look like x to the 4th minus 24x to the 3rd plus 216x to the 2nd minus 864x plus 1296. Now, if we go back to that original problem, notice how the answer down here, after all of this craziness, is the same answer that we got right here, and it's in this neat, orderly fashion. Okay, so this is called binomial expansion. I know, super fancy words. Okay, so binomial meaning 2 terms, and expansion meaning just expanding it out, right? Like making it bigger. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this next one. Okay. And we're going to work through this pretty quickly. The first thing that we want to notice is it's a 3rd exponent. So we're going to go to row 3, which is going to be this guy right here. Okay, we're going to write those coefficients out. Okay, and then we're going to take the first term and raise it to that power and go in descending exponent order. And then we're going to take the second term and go into ascending order. And then we're going to multiply straight down. So 1 times x to the 3rd is x to the 3rd times 5 to the 0 power, which is 1, is x to the 3rd. 3x squared times 5 is going to give you 15x squared. 3x to the 1st power times 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. 25 times 3 is 75. X to the 1st. And 1 times x to the 0 power times 5 to the 3rd power. So 25, 5 times 5 times 5 gives me 125. So I'm going to write that out. 125. So our final answer is going to be x to the 3rd plus 15x squared plus 75x plus 125. Now, here's the deal. You probably could have done that and actually expanded it out by multiplying it the old way. But let's say that that was to the 9th power. This system would probably be more beneficial. Okay? So, catch me on the next film, and we'll start.